Hey everyone, welcome back to In the Alley. My name is Cody. Glad you guys are back for another video. We got week 10. To recap, we got 3 games from our Saturday slate. We got the other recaps and everything to take care of as well at a later time. But for the 3 games on Saturday, how do you want to say it? I mean, there's decent games. I don't want to say blowouts, but not really anything too close to speak of. So without further ado, let's go dive in. Alright, so we need to start with our first recap of Saturday's slate. That is San Diego traveling out to the Lone Star State to take on the Gunslingers in San Antonio. Overnight, man. I don't know what's been going on this season with Overnight and their broadcasts being delayed, starting in the middle of the game, what have you, but another delay in this one. We begin the broadcast. We are tied already at 7-7 with 4:29 to play in the first quarter because, well, Overnight sucks, man. I don't know how else to describe it, but stuck with him for a couple of years with that contract. Live stats, when you look at the Indoor Football League website, say that KJ Smith fumbled on the first snap for San Antonio. Gunslingers recovered it. Strike Force proceeded to move down the field and score. Nate Davis hits Jalen Sample to make it 7-0. Next drive for San Antonio starts. Joaquin Collazo starts for the first drive for San Antonio, and according to the live stats, it's 1 play, 1 touchdown, as Collazo hits Glenn Gibbons for a 50-yard touchdown pass. I don't know if it's 50 yards or not, but either way, we are tied at 7. And then that's pretty much where we get to at this point. San Diego proceeds to sustain a drive until Nate Davis fires an interception to Various Rivers. Takes us to where we are within the broadcast. San Antonio drive goes nowhere, and Tyler Huddle's field goal attempt from his end zone is just a glorified punt. Strike Force returned the kick a little bit, and they take over. So they got some decent field position. Looks like Tyrell Green is the running back for tonight instead of Vander. Vander didn't play or suit up in this one, and he has a touchdown rush down the right sideline, but a flag prevents it. Third down pass completion for San Diego, but it's not enough for the first down. It's a 4th down completion, though. Sample moving the chains on a reception. San Diego, or Strike Force, both are applicable here. Strike Force able to work into a 1st and goal situation. A San Antonio penalty helps San Diego out, but not for much. 4th down and goal upcoming. Offense will remain out there. Davis looks to the end zone. Pass thrown incomplete. San Antonio takes over. I know I'm going to screw up these names. I know I'm going to say San Antonio for San Diego and vice versa. Deion McShane has a catch to midfield. He gets tattooed by a Strike Force defender. San Diego stuffs a 4th down rush, and they take over on down. So both teams really turning the ball over or stuffing the other one when it comes to the defensive stance here. Daniels catch over the middle and inside the 10. It's a 1st and goal for the Strike Force. And then, okay, something screwed up here. Davis fires over to the middle inside the 10. 1st and goal San Diego. I think I screwed up something because then I have 1 play, 1 touchdown. Collazo skies it to the end zone. Glenn Gibbons does the rest. A touchdown, and Gunslingers were tied at 14. So somewhere within there, San Diego scored a touchdown, and I forgot to write it down. My apologies. Either way, we're tied at 14. San Diego scored after that 1st and goal on San Diego's side, and then 1 play, 1 touchdown. Joaquin Collazo skies it to the end zone for Glenn Gibbons. So I can't even do things. Overnight can't do things. What the hell are we doing with this? Nate Davis running alert, and we have a flag on San Antonio to give a 1st down to San Diego. Daniels with another catch, going a little up-tempo here for San Diego. Strike Force throw to the end zone and draw a defensive pass interference as an auto 1st down at the 2-yard line. Davis Black and Kyle Kelly will both check in multiple plays at quarterback. Kelly takes the snap and rushes in for the score, 21-14, Strike Force lead. Gibbons catch against the wall. He wasn't touched, and that should not have blown dead. They did, but Gibbons has a catch for San Antonio on their next drive. He catches against the wall, but he's able to break away before anyone touches him, but refs blow the play dead. 16 seconds left in the half. Collazo is stripped, but he recovers his own fumble. And then Collazo, rolling right, darts one to the end zone. Derrick Rose jumps up. He brings it in, and it's a hold on San Antonio, and never mind on that touchdown. Tyler Huddle out for a field goal. It's no good, and we hit halftime 21-14. Strike Force lead it. Coming out of the second half, Strike Force begin it by going 4 and out. San Antonio will take over on downs and has great field position. Fred Payton starts the second half here for San Antonio, and the Gunslingers promptly go 4 and out themselves. Payton throws right to Herman Smith for an interception for San Diego. See, I told you I'd mess it up. Daniels with a catch inside the San Antonio 5, and the Strike Force get moving. Davis lofts to the end zone sideline, and oh my God, what a catch. One-handed catch for Shane Hooks. Possibly catch of the year, according to Alex Schuthbert. I don't know yet. We still got plenty of season to go. But still, touchdown San Diego as they go up 2 scores now, 28-14. Adam Anderson throws Peyton down for a sack, and we have a strike force defense starting to heat up, starting to break away a little bit here. Peyton throws into coverage. Devin Hafford takes it away from Gibbons, and San Diego has yet another interception. Threading the needle, Nate Davis has sampled between 2 defenders and inside the San Antonio 5 for a 1st and goal. Kyle Kelly checks in. He takes a snap, runs to the right side. He has blockers and a touchdown. Extra point, though, no good. It's 34-14 in favor of the strike force. However, San Antonio gets one back. It's another 1 play, 1 touchdown for the strike force. Peyton this time fires to Deon McShane. He's alone in the end zone, or at least behind his defender. And that is a touchdown for the Gunslingers, 34-21 as we end the 3rd quarter. Gunslingers trying to get into this. They need some stops. San Antonio, though, using some quick passing game to get downfield. Davis eventually has Daniels left side, and he is open for the score. Just like that, it's 41-21. Strike force kind of do away with the momentum, but not for long. Deon McShane, another one. 1 play, 1 touchdown. Peyton finds him again in the end zone. Gunslingers answer right back, 41-28. And then Dallas Daniels catches the midfield for San Diego. Shane Hooks breaks away to the San Antonio 5, facing their 1st and goal. Tyrell Green goes off to the left side on a toss play, bodies his way into the end zone and across that goal line. Strike force have another touchdown. It's 48-28. Gunslingers drive stalls out. Austin Upshaw has a 4th down catch to move the chains and keep the drive alive. And then 3rd and goal, San Antonio can't find the end zone after the 1-minute warning. Gunslingers are going to go for it. McShane hauls in his hat-trick touchdown, 48-36 with a good 2-point try. And then trying to get this, they won't. Strike force recover the onside kick. They run the clock out. Unfortunately, it happens more often than not. San Diego takes the victory in San Antonio, 48-36. All right, let's take a look at the stats on the screen here. We'll talk offense, defense, team, and all that stuff. For the San Diego Strike Force and the San Antonio Gunslingers, I had a feeling that the wrong team was favored in this one, and San Diego kind of proved it. 12-point victory. Outscored them in the 2nd and the 3rd quarter, and just kind of left it as is. Just some mistakes along the way, and while both teams did go 3 and out, 4 and out, and everything along those lines, San Diego able to make the most of those, turnovers, offensive possessions, and everything along those lines. So all in all, it's not a bad fight from San Antonio, but excuse me, we're still dealing with a team that I still do not think to this point in the season, we're halfway through the season, this team has not scored 40 points. So it's crazy to think that they've got some wins. I don't think they've scored 40 points yet in a game, and this might be one of the closest that they've gotten in a while. So San Diego still able to take advantage of it. They put up 48 against San Antonio. Apologies. Passing leaders for this, game leaders on the left side. Nate Davis, 20 of 38, 180 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Kind of a typical day, man. A little over 50%. You wish he was a little bit more accurate. Everyone does, but I can't really complain. I can't really praise. I can't complain. He just had a pretty good day at the office. Again, San Antonio's defense kind of keeps them in games for the most part, but giving up 48 points, maybe not in this one. But still, Nate Davis playing really well. What can you do? Tyrell Green being the main running back on the roster for this game, 11 carries, 41 yards, and 1 touchdown. Now, I've harped on it a little bit throughout the last couple of weeks. Seems like the running game for San Diego got going quite a bit here, and Tyrell Green being able to bruise his way through. 11 carries for 41 yards. It's pretty good day. I mean, he was the running game for this offense, give or take, a couple Nate Davis rushing alerts and a couple of other guys getting a couple carries. But for the most part, Tyrell Green, he was the guy, and he took advantage of it, albeit, obviously they're not going to be fishers when it comes to this. Receiving leader, Dallas Daniels, 7 catches, 97 yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns. Always there to kind of bail you out, always there to get first downs, and always kind of a deep threat when needed. Obviously catching 2 of the 4 touchdowns from Nate Davis and being kind of the guy, over half the yards going to him, a third of the catches going to him. So, I mean, take your pick, man. It's not necessarily a pick your poison, but between him, Sample, Shane Hooks, I mean, Daniels is probably the guy, but we've got a nice trio of wide receivers in San Diego. For the San Antonio side, Joaquin Collazo, 6 for 10, 145 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions. First half stats, man. He did not play in the second half to my knowledge, and I don't know. We are back to this. I didn't think we would be. I thought Fred Payton had the starting gig, and Collazo went out there as the starter. And he played all right, but for the most part, I think he actually had 2 interceptions. I don't know, I'm looking at it. Nope, Fred Payton had the 2 interceptions. But yeah, 6 for 10, 145. Maybe they just needed a spark or something along those lines. But regardless, just not enough to get the job done. Speaking of which, your leading rusher is Fred Payton. 3 carries for 16 yards. Just a complete lack of a running game in this one. They started to get down, and that was it. They just didn't really do much. And again, these are the Indoor Football League stats, take them with a grain of salt. But your 2 leading rushers, Fred Payton and Joaquin Collazo. Other than that, I don't really know. Glenn Gibbons is your leading receiver, 4 catches, 147 yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns. So all in all, I mean, this team was able to put up points through the air. Fred Payton had 3 passing touchdowns. Collazo led in passing yards. So they were able to move the ball, but at just multiple points throughout this game, they just couldn't get into the end zone. They threw the interceptions. They went 3 and 4 and out. And again, those are just some wasted opportunities that this team had that San Diego eventually took advantage of. Team stats on the right side: first downs 11-7, third downs. Neither team doing too hot on third downs, if you believe the stats and what they are: 2 for 8 and 1 for 5. Fourth downs, kind of the same thing, although San Antonio was just a smidge better on fourth down conversions, 75 compared to 50%. Total yards favor the Gunslingers, which it would make sense if they are the team trying to come back and trying to pass the ball as much as they can. Passing yards, again, same thing. Team that's kind of behind most of the game, they are trying to pass the ball to get back into it. So all in all, not by much, though, because San Diego, we know, is a more pass-first kind of team. Rushing, though, that's where San Diego kind of shines a little bit. Again, 16 carries, kind of got the running game going a little bit, and outgained San Antonio. And it's not often that San Diego outgains people in the rushing category. They've done it a couple of times this year, but for the most part, it's nice to see San Diego running the ball as effectively as they can, albeit when you look at yards per rush, they're roughly even. Field goals, 0 for 2 for Tyler Huddle. Lacayo hasn't kicked a field goal. He's been very rare to kick field goals so far this season and really hit any deuces or anything, but he's hitting extra points. Penalties, no way in hell did San Diego only have 1 penalty for 10 yards and 7 for 35 for San Antonio. So, again, just one of those stats that we need to work on the Indoor Football League website. And then turnovers, the 1 interception from Davis, the 2 turnover interceptions from Fred Payton, which I thought Collazo had 1, but regardless. Either way, them the stats. But let's take a look at our defensive leaders here. 2 for San Diego, 1 sack, 1 tackle for a loss, 1 forced fumble, 2 interceptions, and 7 pass breakups. Incredible. Now, what's insane to me is whether this is accurate or not, 12 total tackles for the team. Royce C. had 4 tackles, well, 3.5. He had 3 solo tackles and 1 assisted, and Adam Anderson had 3 solo tackles. So I think there might be some tackles missing in this game, but yeah, because on the other end, San Antonio had 35 total tackles, 2.5 tackles for a loss, 1 fumble recovery, and 15 pass breakups. Jalen Jimerson with 6 pass breakups. I think you're just throwing pass breakups out there at that point, man. I don't know how that is a thing. J.J. Dallas had 4 pass breakups. Riverius Rivers had a pass breakup. They don't show an interception. Okay. So, yeah, they're clearly a Riverius Rivers interception if you look at the play-by-plays on the live stats, but it doesn't show up on the actual final stat sheet. So that's what we get for the Indoor Football League, man. 6 total tackles for Riverius Rivers. He is your leading tackler. Larry Brooks next in line, 4.5 for him, 4 solo and 1 assisted. So all in all, I mean, if these are the stats they go with, these are the stats that they go with. But at the end of the day, I use that cliche, at the end of the day, San Diego just a little bit more than San Antonio in this one. Able to capitalize on the mistakes, able to throw the touchdowns, run the touchdowns, and do everything they can to win the game, and they do. Back to the drawing board a little bit for San Antonio, and we're back to a quarterback dilemma of who do you start in their next game. So let's go take a look at our bet. We got 2 other recaps to do after this. I told you the wrong team was favored. All right, so recap number 2 for this one, and this takes us to Fishers, Indiana, where, oh buddy, upset, dare I say, and upset in the sense of like this. We got to watch out for Jacksonville. Simple as that. Let's get into the recap because we have quite a bit to talk about in this one. We start off with Fishers getting the ball, and they're doing some like audible motion, some formation changes, trying to work towards the Jacksonville side of the field, just trying to do like some Peyton Manning, like pre-snap style, like Omaha audible kind of stuff. Freight running for minimal gain. They get inside the 10 facing third down, and then C.J. Wyndham in the end zone. It's a play-action pass. He comes away with it. Touchdown Fishers. They go up 7-0. And I said it before, I'll say it again. Callum Sutherland, just hand him the Special Teams Player of the Year trophy right now. There's no need to have a debate. He hits a deuce. Just give it to him, man. 9-0 Fishers to start it out. And now Jacksonville, they hit with an intentional grounding in the end zone. That's a safety. It is 11-0. Fishers right off the bat. Play action. Michael Moore doesn't bite and just smacks Felix Harper for a big loss. And then third down, bad pitch out. Josiah King has to fall on it as a fourth down for Fishers. Passes batted away. Sharks take over on downs. So even after that free kick and the safety and everything, Jacksonville comes away with, well, kind of a minimal gain there. Bad snap for Jacksonville, and the Sharks lose a ton of yards to start their drive. And then they're hit with a delay of game. This is not the best way to start if you are Jacksonville. Cahoon connects with a couple of wide receivers, and the Sharks gain all of those yards back and more. First down, Jacksonville. End zone, separation. Jalen May snags the touchdown pass, and the Sharks rebound for a score. It is 11-7. Next drive, Harper telegraphs a pass. It's tipped off a defender, and Isaiah Major, he's going to pick it off. Sharks now swing the momentum back their way. They have a chance to take the lead here after everything that's gone on. One play. One touchdown. There's that momentum swing. Cahoon to Stoshak, open over the middle. Jukes a defender, shakes another on his way in to the end zone for the touchdown. Jacksonville out in front, 14-11. Dominic Roberto busts through the middle on the first down rush and more inside the Jacksonville 15. Daryl Simmons is hurt on a routine running play, so we'll see how that kind of goes. I mean, Fishers normally dresses multiple offensive linemen, so depending on how long he's out or anything like that, we'll see. And then, well, Roberto, right side rush, gains the edge, beats the defenders across the goal line for the score. So, like I said, maybe the O-line will be all right. It's 18-14 in favor of the Freight. And then again, Sutherland, my God, hits another deuce, 20-14 Fishers. Sharks gain a first down, but then they stall out. Fourth down upcoming. Cahoon, he has time. He fires to Stoshak for a first down and a lot more. He gets all the way down inside Fishers' 5-yard line. It's a first and goal for the Sharks. And good old Sammy Edwards checking in at quarterback, RPO keeper up the middle. He takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Their lead is just 1 point, but a lead nonetheless, 21-20. Roberto up the middle again with a mighty charge. It's another first down, and you'll see it throughout this game. Roberto being able to run up the middle and gain chunks of yards at a time. Harper to JT Stokes for a first and goal pass, and then a bad snap goes over Harper's head. It's now, quote, third and goal from the 17-yard line, and then nothing doing. Sutherland out for a field goal. It's no good. Jacksonville takes over, so all of that momentum wiped away. Sharks face a third and short at the 1-minute warning after a couple of plays. Option pitch to Robinson. He gets it. Some tough running from Jimmy Robinson, too, as he carries it inside the 5. And then Sammy Edwards back in at quarterback for the Shark shove. It works again. Touchdown Jacksonville. I don't know if you can really call it the Shark shove because most of the time he's like kind of going to the left or to the right. He's not going like a straight up tush push kind of thing. But either way, for the sake of it, Shark shove. 27-20. Sharks miss the extra point. Michael Moore looks shaken up, and we have some injuries on both sides accumulating here. Harper to Stokes for another pitch and catch, making it first and goal. And then a wide open in the end zone, C.J. Wyndham. We are tied at 27 with 18 seconds left in the half. Not for long. Callum Sutherland, are you kidding me? 29-27. He has deuce number 3. A couple of Sharks completions for some first downs. 3 seconds left. Mark Orozco comes out before the half for a field goal. His kick is up and no good. So Fishers will take that deuce lead into the half, 29-27. And credit where it's due. Halftime here, but it was the pregame. Jason Fitz plays one hell of a fiddle, calls one hell of a game. Ladies and gentlemen, get you a man who can do both. Motion pitch out to start the second half. Markel Wade for a first down as the Jacksonville Sharks starting to settle in here. Third down, Cahoon has trouble with the snap. He evades pressure and throws it incomplete. And then Robinson with a catch and run. It makes it fourth down and manageable. Offense stays out there. They get more than a first down. Wade wide open in the end zone. Cahoon lofts it right to him. It is a touchdown for Jacksonville, 34-29. Pooch kickoff for the Sharks, and Fishers sets up with nice field position. Psych. Blindside block. It'll move them back. So what was once, hey, we're going to get really good field position? Nah, not so much. Dump off pass to Roberto. He takes off and rumbles into the end zone. Refs say he was down at the 1. No touchdown. But Harper will keep it himself. He takes it into the score this time. Touchdown Freight. Extra point is blocked, 35-34. Jalen Swan got absolutely crushed on that blocked blocked extra point. He's down. He's not moving. I don't know how that wasn't like a helmet-to-helmet flag. No flag was thrown. No nothing like that. Either way, Swan's out there on defense on the next drive, and he throws Cahoon down for a sack, so he looks okay. There was some pushing and shoving and stuff like that going on, and some jawing and stuff, but still, he got a sack. He looks all right. And then I'm so mad at this. James Cahoon is the fastest man alive, go speed racer, RPO keeper up the middle, untouched on third down, and a holding on Jacksonville will call it back. I'm so mad because that was such a beautiful play. He doesn't run the ball, and then everyone goes with, I think, Robinson or whoever the motion handoff is, up the middle, untouched, it's called back. I'm so mad. I think he had one of those for Iowa last year where he fooled everyone and went right down the right sideline and everything, too, for the Barnstormers, so whatever. Wade goes up for a pass and gains a first down to move the chains as Jacksonville keeps on trucking here. Dante Lucas, he's ejected for his second unsportsmanlike of the game. Defensive lineman Jalen Williams slots into that offensive line spot. None of it matters, though. Wide open and in-zone coverage is Jaden Stoshak at the goal line, and he crosses it. Complete breakdown on defense for Fishers on this one, 41-35, or at least on that drive. Sharks retake the lead. One play, one touchdown. God. Dominic Roberto up the middle again. I told you, keep your eye out for it. Up the middle once again. It's a touchdown for Fishers. I told you, game of the week, man. Game of the week, 42-41. Fishers retakes the lead. Cahoon keeps again for the drive for Jacksonville. Scampers inside the 5. It's a first and goal. In comes Edwards with that red zone package. Fumbled snap. Sharks able to retain possession. Third and goal here. Edwards does it himself once more. Touchdown Jacksonville. They take the lead 48-42. And now Mark Orozco says, you've hit 3. Let me at least hit 1. He's got a deuce of his own. 50-42. Sharks lead goes up to 8. And now Fishers has a holding in the end zone. They have a safety, 52-42, and the Sharks lead is to 10, and they're getting the ball back. So everything that started bad for Jacksonville seems to be going Fishers' way towards the end of the game here. Pressure, and Cahoon gets rid of it over the middle. Stoshak is there. First down as Jacksonville just kind of wants to waste some time and put this one away. And now Stoshak is shaken up. Lots and lots of ice packs after this game, whether it's cramping, actual injuries, whatever the case. Both these teams laying it out on the line. CJ Parrish completely turned around, but Wade isn't, as he has a touchdown catch. 59-42. Sharks, they're suddenly in control in this game, and the crowd is silent. Down by 17, and Fishers trying to go quickly, but also not. Gaining about 5, 6, 7 yards at a time or so. They got to get going here. It's 17 points. First down pass to Roberto. Jordan Davis brings one inside the 5. 2 minutes to play. Fishers they're trying to score, but time is ticking. Toss left side. Roberto rushes in for another one, 59-50, with the 2-point conversion being good. And then onside doesn't go 10 yards. Jacksonville recovers anyways as we hit the 1-minute warning. Third and goal for the Sharks. Jimmy Robinson jukes a defender and rushes ahead for a touchdown, 66-50, as Jacksonville is just on their way to victory. And then the cherry on top, Orozco hits another deuce to make it 68-50. Fishers runs a couple of plays. That ends it. Jacksonville takes this victory away from Fishers. All right, taking a look at the stats on the screen in front of us. 27 points in that fourth quarter. Jacksonville just laying it to Fishers. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. Fishers was leading, 42-41 at one point. And, they just let it all go. I don't really know how else to kind of put her. They were leading at one point, 40. Was it 42-40? Either way, I won't get ahead of myself. Jacksonville was able to put the game away. No, the slow start, the horrible start that Jacksonville had, to be able to keep pace, say, hey, we're not going to let this define us, and be able to just go out there and just have a huge victory Again, they were down 11-0. And then from that point on, they went, 68-39. Just absolutely pretty much trouncing. They were just keeping it steady Eddie, working as they did. And, Sammy Edwards getting those rushing touchdowns inside the goal line in the red zone area. Cahoon throwing to Markel Wade or Jaden Stoshak. Like, this team, very, very good. And you look at if you look at the way that their defense is set up as well, being able to rotate guys in there, either they're being released, short-term injured reserve, called up, whatever the case could be, this team on defense, bringing guys in, little to no experience. They did it last year and made the playoffs. They've done it for a couple years now. They are very good, and they're also relying on some of their veterans too. Take a look at the left side here for our stat leaders. James Cahoon, 24 of 30, 260 yards, five passing touchdowns, no turnovers in the game for Jacksonville at all. Just the one interception for Fishers, but still, Cahoon, a beautiful day at the office. Beautiful day. Stoshak, I believe, was his main target here. Markel Wade had a couple of touchdowns too, but yeah, I mean, those two guys completely just dominated this game. And Cahoon was finding them. I think 15 receptions between those two, more than the majority of what Cahoon was completing. Robinson, again, not the best day. 8 carries, 28 yards. You wish there were more yards and stuff like that, but it's serviceable. 3.5 yards per carry. He did have a rushing touchdown. He was that guy, not just in the rushing category, but in the receiving category. He had 40 yards receiving. He was really good. And when you have a guy like that the defense needs to respect, not just in the rushing game, but in the receiving game too, it does open up your passing game to other wide receivers. Case in point, Jaden Stoshak, 7 catches, 101 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns. Just throw it deep and he's down there, man. Or throw it 5-10 yards, he's going to break a tackle. He's going to get more than that with some yak and everything like that, man. I mean, him and Markel Wade were on fire in this game. And Cahoon made the most of it. And this is something that I've brought up in the preview. I've brought it up a little bit in previous recaps and previews with Fishers. They give up some points, man. Their defense is leaving a little bit to be desired, and they've been lucky enough to get into some of these shootouts and pull out some victories. They've also lost. Case in point, this game, they have lost some of these shootouts too. So you're starting to look at this team and go, something's not right with Fishers. And what looked like a team that was poised to be like the number 1 seed, and they still can, but right now that dream's kind of fading. What do you do if you're Fishers right now? You've got to correct these mistakes. Felix Harper, your leading passer, 14 of 22, 118 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 interception. Again, this is a team, and we've mentioned it with Fishers in the past, and even Bay Area when Dixie Wooten was there. These teams are kind of built to play with the lead. Like, they're not necessarily meant to play from behind, and you saw that late in this game. They're down by 17 points. They're not necessarily running no huddle. They're huddling up. They're getting the play call going in there, and it's just, you need some urgency with it. Felix Harper passed as well as you could. I mean, better than some of the passing days that he's had, but also if you get them to pass more than they run, which still no, but at the same time, you got a good chance of winning. Dominic Roberto, 8 carries, 89 yards, and 3 rushing touchdowns. Again, they were kind of just spamming the Dominic Roberto button at some points, just, hey, run it up the middle, and I don't know how they got away from it for the most part, because he was your leading rusher by a lot, but only on 8 carries. And I know some sack yardage and stuff like that's probably in there for Felix Harper, and some, I think he recovered a fumble or something like that for a huge loss, so whether that's accredited to him and stuff. But regardless, I feel like you probably should have ran Roberto just a little bit more in this game. I don't know if the score would have changed anything. Probably not, but at some point, maybe he busts off another couple big runs. I don't know. Stokes, your leading receiver, 4 catches, 49 yards, no receiving touchdowns. Wyndham was the recipient of both the touchdowns. Again, it's an all right day playing from behind. They did spread the ball out to multiple wide receivers for multiple receptions. What can you say? Team stats on the right side here, 11-9 in terms of first down. Jacksonville converting both third downs and fourth downs. Just pretty much 100% for both. If you didn't convert third down, you converted the fourth downs. Fishers, not so much. And that might have been the turning points of the games here of Fishers having to go for it on fourth downs. Jacksonville, not so much. Total yards, 314 to 219. Jacksonville just dominant, man. They didn't need the rushing game necessarily. and they were passing the ball all over the place. So again, if you have to respect Jimmy Robinson in the run game, it's going to open up that pass game, and that's exactly what Jacksonville's been able to do roughly for the past month or so. They've been passing the ball really well. Rushing, again, Fisher's most likely going to dominate this category, doubled them up a little bit, almost, but still, 54 rushing yards, Robinson being the bulk of that. You probably could have had more had that James Cahoon touchdown rush stood. Still mad about that. That was a beautiful piece of art. Still, rushing favors Fishers when it comes to that. Field goals 0 for 1 and 0 for 1. Penalties, I think there are more penalties than this, but I will give it the benefit of the doubt here and say that there were not a lot of penalties called in this. And then again, just the one interception to speak of. Taking a look at the defensive stats here. For Jacksonville, 2 tackles for a loss, 1 interception, and 4 pass breakups. Leading tackler, John Huggins, had 7 assisted tackles, so that's 3.5. And then 2 solo, so 5.5 total tackles. Isaiah Major had 5 total tackles when it comes to that, 6 assisted, 2 total. So again, your leading tacklers when it comes to that. Marcus Gray for Fishers, 7 solo tackles, 6 assisted for a total of 10. And then Jaden Rowe, 5 solo tackles, 4 assisted tackles for a total of 7. And overall, Fishers had 4 tackles for a loss, no fumble recoveries, 5 pass breakups. They've got some questions, man. Giving up 68 points to this. We got to take a look at that defense in future games and stuff like that, and really kind of look at a point of caution here. But still, overall, not a bad day for either team in the grand scheme of things. Again, Fisher still able to put up 50 points. They gave up 68, which, but Jacksonville, again, put up 68 points. They gave up 50, so a lot left to be desired. But overall, Jacksonville takes the victory. Let's go take a look at our bet. We're going to take a look at our final recap after that. I was so giddy when Fishers went up 11-0, and it all came crashing down. All right, so recap number 3, and all things considered, this was a beautiful game. Now, I didn't expect it to go the way that it did. I don't know if a lot of people did, but let's recap it just to make sure. We have a short kickoff for Green Bay to recover, and they're already out past midfield as we begin the game. And it's 1 play, 1 touchdown. Thompson lofts to Trayvon Alexander wide open over the shoulder on his way to the end zone. It's too easy with that. 7-0 Green Bay. Next drive, TJ Edwards scrambles to creates a 3rd and short. Caleb Ramseur powers his way for a 1st down and more to the Green Bay 19. Quarterback draw, it works to perfection. TJ Edwards up the middle, and away he goes. Touchdown Tulsa. We are knotted up at 7. Blizzard running down the field here. Thompson and company work inside the Tulsa 15. Lofted pass back of the end zone. It is Trayvon Alexander yet again. Touchdown Green Bay. It is 14-7 as the offenses are starting to heat up here. Moonshot for Tulsa to Jerminic Smith. It goes incomplete, but Edwards has a jump pass to him for a 1st down and a lot more down to the Green Bay 17. Low snap on 3rd and long. Edwards buys some times and lofts another pass, and again, Jerminic Smith comes down with it, but this time it's in the end zone, and over the defender's outstretched arms too, man. Just a beautiful pass, a beautiful reception. It's 14-14. Next drive, Thompson looks over the middle. Frederick Millay is there for an interception. I don't know what that pass was. Millay was right there. Thompson going through his progressions and either didn't see the guy or thought he could thread the needle or something. Either way, Millay picks him off. Oilers drive and offense can't do anything. 4th down upcoming here. Hale comes out for a very long field goal. It's no good. Probably just trying to flip the field, all things considered, to give long field, to Green Bay. However, great return by Frankie West as it is a short field. He returns it all the way to the Tulsa 9. It's a 1st and goal. So missed field goal. Yeah, what can you do? Motion pitch out for the Blizzard. It's fumbled to the floor. Alfonso Taylor is the recipient and the recovery for the Oilers. So just like that, Tulsa's got the ball again. Oilers, though, they proceed to go 3 and out. 4th and 1 now for Edwards. He throws it deep, draws a defense of pass interference. I don't know why they're throwing, but the penalty works. A couple Ramseur rushes for a 1st down as Tulsa has a decent drive, and they're making some headway here. Now a couple of catches for Cassian Foreman. It makes it 1st and goal for Tulsa. 3rd and goal upcoming in a couple of plays. Edwards passes, and Mr. Reliable, Jerminic Smith at the goal line and has the touchdown grab. It's 21-14. Oilers break the tie. And then an onside kick for Tulsa, but Green Bay recovers. And then, oh my God, a one-handed interception by Justin Harrington. It will not stand. He pinned it against the Dashers. It's incomplete. Curtis Riggs. If you listen to this broadcast, Curtis Riggs was throwing a fit. Go up and catch it with two hands. There's no need to showboat. Like, straight, like, coach, not coach speak, but, like, right into coach mode with it. Of, like, you need to get your ass back to the bench, stuff like that. Just like, he didn't say that, but, yeah, just straight into coach mode with it. Third down, Thompson looks, shovel passes to Kyrie Robinson. He doesn't get the first, but we'll make it 4th down and 2. Thompson, design rush to the left. He is stuffed. Oilers take over on downs. Fuck it. Jermaine Smith down there somewhere, and he comes back to it for the reception, but then he's stripped by Frankie West. Fumble recovered by Frankie West. So now, fumbles going both ways, interceptions and stuff going both ways, everything like that. Just crazy game so far. Scrambled in midfield for Liam Thompson after that fumble, as Green Bay wants to try and tie this before the half. Isaac Ross converts a 3rd and medium, 12 seconds left at the Tulsa 15. Over the middle pass off the wide receiver's hands, Alfonso Taylor has an interception off the tip with 6 seconds to play in the first half. So he's got that fumble recovery. He has an interception. Beautiful day. Hail Mary at the end of the first half of tipped, almost falls into Smith's laps, but it goes incomplete. 21-14, Tulsa leads it at halftime. Coming out into the second half, one play, one touchdown. Ram Sewer motors his way across the goal line. I mean, what can you do? He just took off like a freaking bat out of hell, man. What a run. What nice blocking for Tulsa. 28-14, they lead. Thompson throws into double coverage. Harrington has a great pass breakup, but a Tulsa penalty gives Green Bay an automatic first down. Alexander sits in the coverage. Thompson has him for a first down to the Oilers side of the field. Thompson then escapes pressure, brings up a 3rd and short, rushes again, picks up a first down, but another penalty pushes them back. First down sticks, however. Toss play to the left side. Robinson goes inside the 5 and another handoff as he caps the drive with a touchdown rush. What a way to lower the shoulder and score. 28-21, Green Bay cuts into the lead. Edwards is bottled up by Allen Henry, making it a 3rd and long on the next drive for Tulsa. And then no one open. Edwards leaves his end zone, but it's not enough. 3rd down and 3. Low snap, pressured. Edwards throws incomplete. Green Bay takes over on downs. Liam Thompson has daylight to the left. He scrambles, reaches across the, quote, pylon, and he is in. So he reaches over the pylon, quote unquote. It's the piece of tape or paint or whatever that's up against the dasher, and he reaches over it. It's ruled a touchdown. We are tied at 28. They're starting to see some bad snaps between the center and Edwards. Now, they were saying that they were rotating offensive linemen. A new center quarterback exchange, if I'm not mistaken. They did have some guys on short-term injured reserve. So we're starting to notice this. Snaps don't matter when Jermaine Smith is in the game as he catches passes at the goal line. Edwards delivers a strike, and he rewards him for it. Touchdown Oilers, 35-28 as we end the third quarter. And then Thompson rushes to make it a 3rd and medium for Green Bay, followed by a lofted pass over the shoulder, bobbled catch by Drayshawn Hudson. He takes it into the end zone. It's a touchdown for Green Bay. We are tied back at 35. Next drive, Ram Sewer has actually been running pretty well. He gets another carry here. They've been using his legs effectively in this game. 3rd and 5, though. Low snap. Edwards drilled by Brian Lee. It's now 4th down for the Oilers. Bailey Hale's going to come out for a field goal. Again, no good, but does pin Green Bay deep in their territory, so no big Frankie West return on this one. Alexander, along the Dashers' right side, makes the catch, and he's off to the races. He takes off. He is in for a touchdown. Riggs, again, on the broadcast, says to challenge it, but there isn't one. Extra point is no good, though. 41-35 in favor of Green Bay. Quick pass downfield, gaining some yards until a penalty moves Tulsa back, and Edwards is sacked on the next play. And then Smith catches and gains some yards back to the back on 3rd down in very long. It's not enough. 4th and 13 upcoming. And they got to go for it here. Another low snap. Pass falls incomplete. Blizzard take over on downs once more. Robinson leaks out of the backfield. Thompson dumps off to him. Catch and run makes it 3rd and long. Thompson scrambles and picks up the first. Time is ticking. More rushing. Tulsa using their timeouts before the 1-minute warning. Thompson goes end zone. Why are you throwing? Bracey picks him off. Oilers, they have a chance. And I know you're only up by 6, but you're throwing the ball at the 1-minute warning or right before. Make them use their timeouts. So Moonball draws another defensive pass interference with the 1 minute warning. Oilers out to the 15. And then Edwards loses the ball. He recovers. Clock ticking. They've got to go here. They wasted about 30 seconds before calling a timeout. Holding backs Tulsa up even more, and then roughing the passer will give Tulsa an automatic first down and some yards. Low snap once more. Ramseur has to fall on it. 16 seconds left. Tulsa, they got to get downfield, man. Deep shot to Smith again. West breaks it up, and that's a late flag. And I don't know if you call that. To me, that did not look like defensive pass interference, but the refs think otherwise. Automatic first down for Tulsa. And the 10 seconds left, face mask as he scrambles, but we have 4 seconds left. Holding on Tulsa, Edwards is sacked. That's the game. 41-35. Green Bay escapes oil country with the victory. Just a brutal way to end it. We'll talk more about it here in a second. But, yeah, geez. All right, stats on the face here, and you look at the score up above, you'd be like, well, that's just a tale of two halves. One team just scoring one more touchdown in that fourth quarter, and you're kind of right. Yeah, I mean, all things considered, Green Bay, I don't know if Green Bay was the better team in this one. They certainly looked like it at multiple points, but they did turn the ball over quite a bit in this one. Tulsa just could not necessarily capitalize. I mean, they've had opportunities, and they even had an opportunity to score at the end of the game, and they just couldn't get it done. You wonder if Green Bay would have had way more points if they didn't turn the ball over with 3 interceptions and a fumble. Who's to say? I don't know. Regardless, Green Bay was down, 28-14 and able to secure the comeback. So you have to start asking the question, what do we make of Tulsa playing in close games? They just cannot do it. They've gotten, one victory out of their 2, and that was the 29-22 victory against San Antonio to start their season. Other than that, most of their close losses, or most of their close games, have been losses. I don't know what to make of it. And the season from hell just kind of continues, man. They cannot play close games. It sucks. I don't know what to tell you. Stick with the game leaders on the left side here. Liam Thompson, 11 of 20, 158 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Abnormal day for him, man. Normally he's very, very good, normally very accurate. I think he came into this with, 2 or 3 interceptions? More than that in this one, man. So, not the best day, and they kind of had him in a blender for most of the game in the passing, but regardless, if he wasn't throwing interceptions, it seems he was throwing touchdowns. Four of his completions. So 7 of those were to other guys. So just normal passes. He is your leading rusher too. So over 220 yards of total offense for the guy, which I don't know if that puts him in Player of the Week category with the 3 interceptions. But regardless, he was kind of the offense in this one, all things considered, minus obviously the wide receivers. He was doing it all. He was able to get the team where he needed to get them to go, and all things considered. Kerry Robinson had a decent day rushing the ball too. And then our receiving leader for Green Bay, Trayvon Alexander, 4 catches, 93 yards, 3 receiving touchdowns. Had the 2 touchdowns to kind of start the game for the team, and then 1 later on in the game. 93 receiving yards. He was kind of the go-to guy in this one. Drayshawn Hudson had a couple of catches. I think Kerry Robinson had a couple of catches out of the backfield. All things considered, not the best day. You definitely want better. I wouldn't say the worst day either, but again, you definitely want better when it comes to that. For Tulsa, TJ Edwards, 16 of 29, 117 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, no interceptions. I don't know what's going on with this team. They ran the ball really well in this one, but for some reason still cannot kind of close this game out. Edwards, for all intents and purposes, threw the ball decently. You wish the yardage numbers were up just a little bit more, but 3 passing touchdowns, 16 of 29, that's not bad. I mean, it's not the best day, but it's not bad, man. It's a pretty good day, man. What do you do? What do? You put this team in multiple positions to try and score points, and they did. The turnovers helped. Yeah, you had Frankie West with kick returns and missed field goal returns and stuff like that to set you up. And yes, they capitalized on some of them, but just not enough. At each game, it just seems like it's not enough. So I don't know. Although we do have a bright spot here. Caleb Ramseur, 9 carries, 66 yards, and 1 rushing touchdown. That's a very, very good day for him. A very good day for this rushing attack that has been desperately needed for the Tulsa Oilers. Now, again, did it result in the win? No. Did it result in touchdowns? 1. So, still being able to make your team multi-dimensional instead of knowing, hey, Jermaine Smith's going to be down there somewhere. it does help out a lot when it comes to that. So Caleb Ramseur hopefully making a name for himself here. Hopefully they can get him the ball just a little bit more as the season progresses. Receiving leader, Jermaine Smith, 9 catches, 100 yards, 3 receiving touchdowns. He was the guy. I mean, Cassian Foreman had a couple of catches. Ramseur, I believe, had a couple. I think Harrington had a catch or something like that. It's Smith. He is the offense, man. If TJ Edwards can't find Smith, I don't know what to tell you. And I don't know if he's not catching the ball. He's able to draw defensive pass interference like crazy. So he was able to get some penalty yards and stuff like that against Green Bay, and it works to perfection. You underthrow it just a little bit. Don't get the defensive back to turn his head or turn back for it. You're going to get that penalty every time. So at least you can take some solace in that, even though you're not getting the victories. I guess I don't know, but another good day for Jermaine Smith. I think he's up to 600 receiving yards now, so he'll be a 1,000-yard receiver by the year's end easily. Team stats on the right side here, 9-7 in first downs. Both teams converting third down decently well. Fourth down, but what can you do? We're still missing a couple on the Tulsa side. Yeah. Total yards, 277 to 196. Again, Green Bay, most likely. I mean, they did have to come back a little bit, but Green Bay's defense was susceptible a little bit, dare I say. And then obviously, I mean, you figure Tulsa would probably have a little bit more yards with the turnovers they did, but short fields, stuff like that, what can you do? Rushing leaders. Again, Green Bay leads in rushing, but again, I got to give credit where it's due. 3.3 yards per carry for Tulsa. It's probably better than what they've done. 79 rushing yards. I don't know if that's a season high, if they've rushed for more. I'd have to go back and look, but regardless, not a bad day at rushing for them. A pretty good day rushing for Green Bay. Again, Thompson, your leading rusher with that. Field goals, 0 for 2 for Tulsa, and none for Mevis. They didn't bring Mevis out for a field goal. Penalties, I can believe both of these. 11 penalties for 91 yards and 9 penalties for 54. There were a lot of flags in this game. A lot of flags, not necessarily pushing and shoving, but just some mental mistakes. Low snaps, and we'll talk about that in a second, but some false starts, timing, your typical defensive pass interferences, your holdings, stuff like that. So I can believe it. Turnovers, again, 4 turnovers, 3 interceptions, 1 fumble for Green Bay, and just the 1 fumble for Tulsa. Now, the snaps. What do we do about these snaps? Because it looks like New Mexico came over to Tulsa and said, here, you can have these. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's on with these snaps. I don't know. Ruined the timing on quite a few routes and quite a few pass plays. So, I mean, I can't really speculate much more on that other than got to go out there and get a better center quarterback exchange by whatever means you can. Taking a look at the defensive stats here for both sides. For Green Bay, 3 sacks, 11 tackles for a loss, 3 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, which that doesn't seem right. Because Frankie West had the fumble recovery, and then Kerry Robinson recovered his own fumble, so never mind. And then pass breakups, 4. So you had 2 fumble recoveries, but one was your own offensive player recovering his own fumble. Leading tackler Tavon Grant, 4 solo, 2 assisted for a total of 5. Brian Lee, 4.5, 4 solo tackles and 1 half tackle. All in all, I mean, Frankie West having a really good game. 3 tackles, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery, and a pass breakup. Allen Henry, 3 solo tackles, 1 assisted tackle, 1.5 sacks, 2.5 tackles for a loss. So pretty good day for him. Taking a look at the Tulsa side. 1.5 tackles for a loss, 2 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries, which, okay. Edwards had to recover his own fumble. Ramseur had to recover a fumble, so sometimes it's too literal. 3 interceptions and 2 pass breakups. Frederick Millay, 7 total tackles, 1 forced fumble, 1 interception. And Tariq Bracey, 3 solo tackles, 1 interception, 1 pass breakup. Alfonso Taylor, what a good day for him. Not a tackle machine, but 2 tackles, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery, and 1 interception for him. So the defense was getting after it for Tulsa. Still can't close out the victory. So, oh well. Let's go take a look at our bets, and then we'll wrap everything up. We'll get out of here. A win is a win is a win. And that is it for our Week 10 Saturday action. 6 teams in action, 3 total games, and we had some back and forth in some of these, but the first 2 games, again, not necessarily blowouts, not necessarily decisive wins, but when you look back and recap on them, not bad. It turns out who's winning probably deserved those wins. Green Bay and Tulsa, man, that was a wild ride and a nice little nightcap for your Saturday action here. And not saying Green Bay didn't deserve to win, they absolutely did, but you just kind of wonder how it would have gone had all of the wackiness kind of subsided. But hey, that's what we have here in the Indoor Football League. I don't think you'll ever get a, quote, normal game when the game's played indoors on a 50-yard field. So that's where we have it with this, man. We still got more recaps to do when it comes to Week 10. And as we've got, games from Monday for the IFL Cup, short week as we've already got games on Friday again, as again those Friday games kind of creep up on you more than you think. So recaps will come out in due time, and we just kind of leave it with there. So take off here, guys. We got the Sunday recap between Iowa and Northern Arizona, and then obviously the IFL Cup recap to do as well. But if you want to, like, comment, share, subscribe. If you don't. And we'll just kind of go on from there, man. So love you guys. Appreciate you guys for taking the time to watch this. 5 seconds, 5 minutes, the whole thing. Kudos to you guys, and we'll catch you in the rest of the recaps as we get prepared for Week 11. So until then, I'll catch you in those. See ya.